All right. What is up, YouTube? Let's get it. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I'm actually going to talk about tax season. And I'm actually going to bring this topic up because a lot of people are preparing for tax season. Yes, I'm talking to you guys, looking at the camera right there, guys. So, tax season, by far, to me personally, is the best season of trading. And number one reason, there's just so much volume. There's so much traders coming in. There's a lot of new investors coming in. Crypto booms right at the end of March and April. And so I just want to hop into a couple of charts and talk about, the liquidity and also the massive volume that retail traders come in, starting next month all the way till the end of May. And so the first month I want to talk about is February. Second month is March, and then the third month would be April, and then we come into May, right? So let's go ahead and well, I'm gonna go ahead and share my charts here. So I'm not gonna talk about crypto. That's not what I was. I can talk about crypto another day, probably at the end of this week. What I'm going to be investing in, what coins I'm going to be looking at to buy and sell. So let's talk about gold. Now, let's see here. Tax season here, right? So let's talk about this is gold on the weekly. So I'm going to hop into here and show you guys the amount of, hold on. Can I add volume here? Yeah. Yeah. What the heck? There was it was here somewhere. I apologize, guys. So what I want to hop in here and talk about, especially at the beginning of 2021, right? Of January, you can see gold went all the way down and just in a span of 2 months, all the way down to 1700, 1699 right down here. I'm gonna highlight this for you guys. Beginning of 2021, look at this price, 1960, massive sell off all the way down to 1680. Now, what's going to be tricky at this point is because gold has been just in this price range for quite some time already, especially just hovering around 1800 and down to 1780 and then back to 1800, and then it shoots up to like 1830 to 1840, and then it gets rejected at 1830 1840. So some things to consider, especially when trading gold, not on the weekly chart, but I'm talking about when you're scalping and intraday trading, especially like going from like maybe scalping off the 5 15 minute chart, and then you want to work your way into finding some kind of a bullish trend or a bearish trend to where to where you want to be able to hold these trades and swing and stack. And I'm going to talk a lot about swinging and stacking because that's where you make a lot of money. But also at the same time, you don't want to get yourself burnt out on swinging and stacking on just gold itself as well. And so I want to, as I said, I just want to talk about, especially beginning of 2021 and then all the way March here. You guys can see how big of a drop gold has gone down. We're talking, we're talking to what, $300 in price decrease here. Yeah, it's like 180. So it's pretty crazy to see where this is headed, especially at this point. So I'm gonna hop into the US dollar index here, and let's talk about the 2021 here. Now the US dollar found a lot of support here. There's a lot of support here at 90 from beginning of 2021 all the way till like April, right at the end of tax season. US dollar went up and then went back down. So what's going to be interesting right now is to see how far they're going to try and drive the US dollar index. From what I've seen so far, the US dollar is a massive buying opportunity during tax season, except for what happened during the pandemic last year. So, I mean, not last year, 2 years ago. So, with the pandemic in 2020, right? You can see that it went all time high and immediately shot all the way back down for the full year of 2021. Now they're inflating the US dollar. Who knows how high they're going to really shoot this thing up for tax season and probably till the end of this year, or till the end of summer. The way things are going, especially with skyrocketed inflation, and who knows how much the cost of goods and prices are going to increase, especially with them, inflating every single product that consumers are spending on. So, um, let's talk about this now. Let's talk about indices now. Now, 2 years ago, when the pandemic hit in 2020, US 30 fell pretty hard. Okay. So I'm going to talk about 2020 here, right? Beginning 2020, all right, all-time high, bam, went down. And right at the end of April, it picked itself back up. Overall, US 30 is still at an all-time high. Who knows when the next big move is, especially going down and causing a major market recession for the US economy itself. The most important thing is to see, especially with the new COVID variant coming out, also with Biden's new bills and new plans to infrastructure, the U.S. The U.S. pretty much the whole thing, and also where is the market's going to be going, especially when they're at an all-time high. It's like they're not giving up any gains whatsoever. Yes, US 30 has fallen down, but that doesn't mean that it's going to keep falling down forever, And so what we saw in 2020 is going to be a total different game changer for 2022 and so forth. Who knows how much they're really going to drive the price of cost of goods, inflating everything. And also investors are flocking in, right? So just me personally, I would just scalp the indices all day. I mean, especially during New York sessions, that's like my best time, especially in the early morning from 7, 8 in the morning, Central Time here in Wisconsin. And so that's Chicago time for me, guys. So obviously, morning trading is by far the best trading for me. Okay. Now, I'm talking a little bit about S&P here. S&P did the same setup as US 30. This is all the weekly chart, and I want to run through the weekly charts here for you guys because you guys want to back test this and look at how much have they gained so far, from 2020, April 2020, and all the way till, this year, right? Of this beginning year of January 2022. Same thing with NAS 100. Let's talk about NAS 100. NAS 100 major move back up. Now it's already broken the support price at 15,600. 690. So it's already broken the support price. Now, what's really going to be interesting to see is NAS 100 a major sell-off at this point, or is it just a retracement going back down to 15,000, right? Because the next move I'd be looking at is this one right here, which is 14,800 to see if it's actually going to break that. If it actually breaks that, then yes, massive sell-off for NASDAQ here, guys. So other than that, now let's go to oil. Oil is on a massive move. I'm not for sure. Gas prices are up today. Who knows how much they're really going to drive the prices of oil. This is pretty interesting. Remember, in 2020, right? In 2020, they dropped the price of oil, right? This is 2020, all the way down. And this is the beginning of May of 2020, all the way down negative, right? Negative, right? Negative money here. And then bam, now it's up. It's already breaking this resistance at $84, which is pretty interesting to see. I feel like they're not dropping the price of oil anytime soon, the way things are going right now. I wouldn't be surprised, me personally. Hold on. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna move this up. I would not be surprised if they shoot this up to $100 a barrel and jack up the prices of gas for the remainder of Biden's term, which is so, I mean, don't quote me on this, but this is what I'm seeing right now. The way things are jacked up in prices, like we have to be very careful how much they're trying to inflate, in each country and each cost of goods and products. And this manipulation of inflation is insane, And so as retail traders, I highly recommend, not just trying to swing trade all day, but at least identify your patterns of scalping the markets day in and day out, so that you're not caught up trying to capture. A lot of people are, like I said, be honest, like, oh, don't be the one trying to capture a lot of profits in one day when you can accumulate your daily profits on a daily basis, guys. So I'm gonna hop in down to I'll talk a little bit about, yeah, I'll talk a little bit about Bitcoin here. Me personally, I'm actually looking on buying Bitcoin at this price for 51 and 52,000. There's just a lot of like I said, support is seen here at 42 and 41,000. Previously from what it did back here in September, they shot it down to 42 and 41, and then immediately shot right back to an all-time high, and even almost 70,000, right? So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin at this time, is looking to, invest on Coinbase and also trade on Eagle FX, because I trade crypto on Eagle FX. And so can't go wrong with that. Eagle FX is a pretty legit broker. You can't beat the withdrawal time. We get your withdrawals within like 2-3 hours. That's by far the fastest withdrawals I've seen. Okay. Now, let's talk about, this used to be my favorite pair, not anymore. So, basically, the most important thing that I want to be able to, it's calm. All right. So the most important thing right now is the price of UJ. This is pretty insane. I have not seen this price in a while. And so what's like I said, the most important thing right now is looking to see how much it's going to consolidate around this price range before coming back down. And just looking at where things are headed at this point for the yen pairs, especially if we were to look at let's look at GBP JPY here. Almost the same setup. Let's look at Euro JPY. I'm just showing you guys these two pairs. Very similar setup with each other. Euro JPY is actually going down. Okay. So what's another interesting factor is that Japan is taking a toll on the economy. And like I said, I really thought that UJ was gonna get stuck at right at around this price here. Where was right around here, like around 114. There was just so much resistance at this price right here previously before the new year. And now since it's broken a new high and it's come back down to retrace down, I wouldn't be surprised if they shoot this back up to 117 and maybe retest a high of 118 here during tax season, guys, before it comes back down. So that's just my personal opinion for what I'm seeing right now, because UJ is still USD, the US dollar to the Japanese yen, it is still on an uptrend, and we'll see how much this thing actually goes up on. The pound is actually going down. I don't foresee the pound going back to retest 142. Just my honest opinion here. I would be looking to buy Euro British pound, especially there's just so much support here at 83 here and then back here. Unless it actually does break through. If it does break through, this is Euro British pound on the weekly chart. So if it actually does break through, I mean, who knows how much it's going to be broken down, especially during tax season. But since it's already finding, the same support price here at 83, I'd be looking to buy this and hold it back for 84 and 85. That's what I'd be looking at for, this tax season. So yes, you can swing, but don't expect swinging all the time. It's not, the markets aren't really like I said, there are weeks where you can't swing at all because there's just so much consolidation and prices are just narrowing down like in a tight price zone. And there just isn't a whole lot to look at for a trend unless you were to get in at the beginning of the year of last year, and also like right before summer to hold these swings. But you got to have the capital to hold it. You guys get what I'm saying? That's why I draw myself back to scalping and intraday, mostly scalping now. And then instead of just trying to hold out weekly trades or monthly swings and expecting to make, a boatload of money. Okay. Euro's actually going down. I wouldn't be surprised they shoot down and retest 112. USD Swiss is retracing back up, trying to break the 92 price here. USD CAD. Let's see if we find support here. Australia and New Zealand are just consolidating quite a bit. It's at the same price range. I'm not seeing a whole lot. I would actually move this down here. Just not seeing a whole lot for New Zealand and Australia at this point. There's just very little activity and volume with these two currency pairs. And this is on the weekly. So it just basically almost repeating the same thing what it did back here, back in 2019 here, a little bit here, but overall they're just very similar, same structure. Was it 3 years ago? Yeah, very similar structure here and here. Support is seen at 66, but overall it is going down for this week. So that is all I got for you guys. I mean, obviously this is just a quick analysis and a quick snapshot summary of what I'm seeing for the upcoming tax season for these currency pairs and for crypto. I am looking at investing and buying crypto at the low prices, starting at the end of this week till the end of this month to see how much more they'll drop, especially the altcoins as well. And I will touch base on some of the coins that I am currently looking to invest and that I'm currently with right now. So without further ado, happy Tuesday to you guys. And like I said, I wish you guys the best of luck for trading for this year. Make it very successful. Discipline yourself. Grow your psychology, your mindset. And like I said, don't give up on everything. Like I said, don't give up on life. You know, I've given up on life so many times last year, and I'm still here today. You know, the biggest thing is regrowing, reinventing yourself, and instead of dragging and dwelling in the past, you want to live for the future, right? Current status, right? And for the future. You know, it's not about what has happened to you in the past or what I've done in the past. Like I said, I want each and every one of you guys to succeed. God bless you guys. Amen. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video. Peace out.